Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 45. We are back at it after the Jays not only win a game, they win two games in a row. Second series win in a row on the West Coast trip. They're on to face the Diamondbacks starting tonight, this Friday evening, I think at 9:45. I got a question. How do you like the late night games? How do you like the games
I
that's
like them.
10 o'clock?
I
You
like them because
know?
it gives me some. Because usually the game starts at 7, and then after 10 o'clock, I'm like sitting on my phone doing nothing. So I think I like the late night games, like especially when the Leafs are playing a night like a late game. I think it's pretty good. I like when they go on the West and like they play LA and Anaheim and shit, and like you just have something to do at 10 o'clock, and you're not just fucking especially if it's on like during the middle of the week. It's like a Wednesday night or something, and you have like nothing to do. Just watch the Leafs at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like it a lot.
I agree with that. I think I'm the same way. Like I think it's just a change of pace at the change
Hmm.
that's good, especially the 10 o'clock games and watching the late, like I don't know, just staying up late night is always fun to watch. It sucks though when they suck and you're like up and I'm like, fuck, I could have gone to sleep.
Yeah. What am
And
I doing?
it was like, fuck. That happened to me last year. I remember there was and this week as well too with the fucking Giants game, the game one where they absolutely shit the bed. But there was a game last year I remember against the Dodgers. I think it was game two. It went into extra innings as well. It went into like the 11th inning, something like that. And obviously, since it was out in LA, they ended up it ended up starting at like 9:30, 10, something like that. So I just
Hmm.
remember being up till like 1 in the morning and fucking Eric Swanson blows like a 3-run lead. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
Hate this.
Yeah.
So yeah, but honestly, yeah, games late are a lot more fun, I think, and they're good change of scenery. Anyway,
Hmm.
let's move on to this series and talk about the Giants series with the Blue Jays. Game one started out strong. Actually, started out shit when we were down. Were we down 2-0 at one point? Yusei Kikuchi on the bump. Uh,
Hmm.
7 1/3 though, and somehow still got the loss. One of the worst loss uh, probably of all time of this year. They've had some
This year for sure. I don't know about all time. It was pretty bad though. We were
dude,
like a strike away from winning.
games this year. That game, I remember there was a game not too long ago against Detroit in Detroit where we were up by 3 runs. Then we ended up Romano gave like a 3-run bomb to Matt Bierling. That was
Hmm.
horrible. There's been some absolute just shit kickings we have experienced. But
Yeah.
yeah, like honestly, it's tough one, especially when you say gets a career high in strikeouts, 13 strikeouts, just absolutely insane. But yeah, I that was awesome. The other moment that was great in that series um was my man Ernie Clement with the 3-run bomb. This guy is on a fucking heater as of
Hmm.
just already broken the record for career high in home runs. But yeah, he has been awesome. I don't know where he came from though. Like that's the other thing. Like he's just one of those like Rule 5 draft pickups. Like he's a guy that was DFA'd and all of a sudden is finally coming into his own and
Hmm.
an absolutely stellar player for this team. Already 6 home runs, beating his career high when he played for Cleveland. Yeah, just career high in everything right now. Hits, RBIs. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah. He's becoming one of my favorite players on the team. 100%. He'd be like, other than Vlad, he'd be the guy I'd get a jersey. Like I put on the back of the jersey is a Clement jersey.
Yeah,
Guy's got style too, bro. He brings the vibe to the clubhouse. Yeah, it's a good player, man.
yeah.
Definitely, especially homering twice at Oracle is a tough place to hit homers. So
Going against
good
you.
for him.
Yeah. No, yeah, for
And I
sure.
saw a thing of Horowitz was it last yesterday's game when he hit the bomb into McCovey Cove.
Yeah.
someone commented on Instagram saying he's the Jewish Barry Bonds. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that. I like that nickname, Jewish Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Pretty
Well,
good.
they actually call him the Jewish Jeter because he's also
Oh, okay.
plays.
Yeah.
No, I think that sounds a little bit better, but
Yeah. The alliteration there. Yeah, I like that.
there you go. Yeah, so that was the shittiest, probably one of the worst losses this team has had. Trevor Richards, I don't know what the fuck happened. This guy's gonna be dealt. We need him to be good, and he's just like shitting the bed. Like he's already pitched 47 innings. That's like quite a bit. 3.4
Mhm.
ERA. I don't know. He's been fine. Genesis Cabrera's been good, but like, yeah, we have nobody in our fucking bullpen, bro. It's our guys are Trevor Richards, Nate Pearson, Genesis Cabrera, Bowden Francis, Zach Pop, Brandon Little, Ryan Burr, Chad Green. Like that is a fucking bullpen and a half right there, man. That is rough, rough, rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. And now that we've got fucking Timmy Mesa DFA, probably one of the worst
Yeah.
bullpen in baseball. Yeah.
There's another big breaking news. Kevin Kiermaier is now on the on waivers, which is pretty shocking. I thought they wouldn't.
Revocable waivers. That was what it's called. So
I
he,
think it's gonna be that's kind. I think this is kind of the start of change going to be happening in this team heading into the trade deadline.
yeah,
Kiermaier getting
yeah.
DFA'd,
I
not
think
DFA'd, but like he's
I
on the
think
verge
they're
of going.
so the people. So Ross Atkins, actually speaking of that, came out with a statement explaining how they are willing to trade players that are on contracts that are about to expire um, with the upcoming season, but anyone else no. So IKF no, Barshow no, Barrios, Vladdy, Bassett, but players like Danny Jansen, um, Kevin Kiermaier, Justin
Hmm.
Turner. I'm trying to think. You said Kikuchi is another one.
Hmm.
Trevor Richards, Jimmy Garcia, Jordan Romano.
I
Nobody's.
think Garcia is going to go. I
Oh,
think
I'm sure
Garcia is going to
Garcia.
go.
But I heard this on another podcast talking about like you could trade all these guys, but how much you're going to get back is so little, just so
Right.
little of what you really want in if
And
you're.
who's going to replace them?
Yeah, well, replacing that, we obviously know that this year is not the year for the team. This year they're not doing well. You know, no, I don't think there's any chance they end up making the playoffs. I think that right now they have a 0.6% chance of making the postseason.
Okay.
43 and 50 could be worse. Could be worse, but that is pretty bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, compared to your World Series prediction at the beginning of the year, that this is not looking it's not looking promising. But not anything can happen, right? Remember the Washington Nationals in 2019? They had like the worst record in the MLB, and they win the wild card and beat the cheating Astros. I think
Yeah,
that was a pretty cool storyline. You
yeah,
never know, that could happen to the Jays. You never know. You never know. It's
you're right.
still lots of baseball to play, but
There
yeah,
is.
most likely it's not going to happen,
Yeah,
especially with this front office.
for sure. No, it's interesting. I think yeah, game two. Let's get into that game though
Hmm.
and talk about the Blue Jays. Ended up winning 9-6. Could have been
10 to 6, 10 to
10 to
6.
6. Sorry, yes, 10-6. Lots and lots of action again. Our boy, Ernie Clement again with the 3-run bomb.
Hmm.
How the fuck he hit that ball out is actually incredible. I don't know if you take a look.
Yeah,
It's wild how insanely how he hit that ball out.
he basically hit in the same spot the day before.
Yeah, he did. But this time was able to get a good pitch and fucking send her into
Hmm.
the hands. I thought it was awesome. I definitely well, obviously I thought it was awesome, but
Hmm.
start of the game was terrible though because Bassett comes in well bottom of the first gives up 2 runs right away. And I was like, all right, this game's over. And
Hmm.
they find a way. They find
Yeah.
a way. And I'm surprised as you are how they scored all those runs, especially against off Logan Webb, getting to Logan Webb. But I kind of remember this happening last year where they got to Webb like 5 runs in the first inning. So yeah, can't that was a great game, great bounce back, especially from
Hmm.
before. Yeah. Some other players though that I wanted to mention and bring up is Vladdy. Vladdy's got 1 hit that entire series.
Yeah. He's kind of slowed down a bit this
What
road trip.
series he slowed down? You know what's gonna happen is he's gonna hit a ball dead center to the hardest part of the field in Arizona.
Texas?
Yeah, when
Oh,
they
Arizona. Okay.
you know how that like it's so high, like the dead center. It's like if
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
the Vladdy's gonna do, and we're like,
Where
no,
where it should leave in every other place,
yeah,
and it won't in Arizona. Yeah. That's probably the worst looking ballpark in the MLB, I think.
yeah.
That in Oakland, those two places are so ugly. Like the outfield I hate looking at it. It's just
Oh,
horrible.
yeah, there's just so much like space. I don't like how there's so much space. It's the same thing with
No, and like you mentioned, the center field, like it doesn't look like a
yeah, that's that
proper
I don't like
ballpark.
that. But it's like it's just so much, yeah, so much empty space, so much just concrete and like shit. It's like Oakland. That's what I hate about Oakland is there's not like I think stadiums need to be more compact so you can fill in your fans. I like looking at a
Hmm.
stadium that's sold out and lots of fans there. I don't like how at Oakland, obviously, I can't really do anything about Oakland because nobody wants to go there and watch a baseball
It's
game.
fine.
But
That place is gonna be demolished in 2 years. It's not like we're gonna have to look at that ever again, right?
yeah,
Because they're
no,
playing in Sacramento next year. But yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Going back to Arizona, the place is ugly, dude. Like
yeah,
watching the World Series last year, like I couldn't even watch it because of how ugly that fucking stadium is.
yeah. But then you go to Philly, man, and like Philly is one of the nicest stadiums.
Oh yeah,
What a beautiful place. What a beautiful,
yeah.
especially when it's sold out. It's incredible.
Hmm.
Bank Park. I don't know. I think we've talked about this. Your favorite stadium? Do you have one that you like?
What in the MLB?
Yeah.
I do like Oracle. Like that would be probably the number one I'd like to visit, just because
Yeah.
like where it's sat and like uh just the venue is great. I really like Dodger Stadium. I think just oh no. I had Fenway and Wrigley. Those are my two favorite. Like those are the two I'd much rather visit
I say.
because they have so much history behind it and like the Green Monster and the Ivy of Wrigley Field and like Rookie of the Year is like my one of my favorite like sports movies and like that's why I want to see Wrigley Field and probably those two and Oracle. Those are probably my top three. I'd like to visit. The only one I've been to is Rogers Center. It's the only one I've been to, and that's probably like the least baseball looking place. They did the renovations, which kind of help it a bit, but like back in the day, it wasn't a baseball stadium. It was meant for like not even concerts. Concerts suck in there too, but it was meant for like the Argos. I think that's kind of how it originated, but I don't know. I got to visit more. I got to visit more baseball ballparks.
Sure. Yeah, game
Those
two,
are probably my top three.
lots of hits that game as well for the Blue.
Hmm.
Lots of Kirk and Horwitz. Horwitz has been the guy, man. He's
Hmm.
been awesome for this team.
322 batting average, even though he hasn't played that much, but I think it's
Oh
still pretty
man,
good.
it's
Also, Leo Jimenez is playing pretty good too for
yeah,
how much he's only had 17 plate appearances, but he's hitting 357 with an
yeah,
RBI. I think that's okay.
yeah, no, for sure.
Doing the job, right?
He's been doing the job. He's been doing his thing. Yeah, him, uh, George Springer, same sort of thing. He's been on a little bit more of a tear, hitting doubles, hitting hard doubles.
Hmm.
Curry he had 3 hits the second game. Earn Dog, Justin Turner getting the hits. Yeah, man.
Hmm.
All very, very good. All very promising for the
Role players who are supposed to be hitting are hitting, which is
yeah.
nice.
So
Springer also going 2 for 5, which is nice.
yes.
Him hitting is good to see. So that was what we expect from the Jays offense, which rarely happens, but you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And then we move on to game 3, which is also another nail biter. Great pitching by Gosman once again. He's improving, helping out my fantasy team, which is nice because he wasn't helping it out earlier. But he is now come along 7 innings, 6 hits on 2 earned runs, only 3 strikeouts, which is surprising. I thought he'd be having more in a game like that. But yeah, offense kind of basically everyone contributed. I'm just looking at the stats right here. Basically everyone had a hit except Vlad and Justin Turner. But yeah, good game. Like Kiermaier went 2 for 4 and then just got waived. I
I
thought
know.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he
Yeah.
had a good series. He had a good series, and then they just waive him, right?
It's crazy.
I thought that was kind of disrespectful, to be honest.
It is. Oh,
I thought they'd wait until he had like a 0 for 5, 0 for 4 type of game and then waive him. But he played pretty well, and they just fucking
diving
take
cat.
him away.
He's like, I don't know. I think I don't know if you heard him speak to the media about it. He was like he said it pretty well.
Yeah,
Like just saying like, hey man, you know what? Like I'm just gonna play even harder. I don't care. I'm gonna yeah, and I think he admitted to like the fact that he has not been playing well and he like
right.
understands. Like this is
Yeah, that's what a veteran's supposed
word
to
on
say,
your
right?
sleeves, shrug it off your shoulders and go out there and fucking play your game because he doesn't have anything to I mean, if he wants to prove to he's already proved to Toronto that he can easily be loved and he has a lot of heart and he has a lot of he plays like he's playing game 7 of the World Series most games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that's what's so fun about him. I think that's what the people love about him. And you're right. He is playing shit. He's playing terrible. But
Right,
in terms of hitting mainly, but other
right.
it's
Yeah, defense is definitely not the problem with him because
they've moved
we know he's one of the best outfielders in
he,
baseball in terms of defensive stats. But yeah, we need more hitting. And Kiermaier, like I said recently, he played well this series, and I don't know, just didn't. I guess Ross Atkins wanted to just take him away, but I think it's good that he owned up to it. Like most veterans would probably say that, right? Maybe if it was a younger guy, he'd kind of wouldn't like it. But I think Kiermaier owning up to it shows that he wants to make this team a bit better. So hopefully that shows up. Do you think he's playing this series? Probably not, right? Because he's on
too.
waivers.
Yeah, no, he is. He can play. He can play any. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Because
definitely.
it's that special type of waivers, right? Because he
Yeah,
can.
it's where it's like so it's revocable. So what happens is like somebody else wants to pick up the other half of his contract, then they can send him over to that team right
Mm,
away. But they're just testing the waters to see if anyone will pick it up. But if somebody doesn't pick it up, then he's still with the Jays. And then at that
mm,
point, decide if they want to DFA him or they want to DFA him or send him to the minors, something like that. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I think overall it's a good series. Apart from the debacle in the first game, I think winning a series against San Fran, who could potentially be a playoff team this year, I think that's good. It's a solid series. Now we move on to Arizona. Another just went to the World Series, stole Lourdes Gurriel and Gavin Moreno from us a couple years ago,
They've not
which
been
was
that good though,
which
man.
was very disappointing. They haven't been very good, like you said, yeah. But it's just sad because Moreno was like our top prospect, and now
Yeah.
they just gave him away for Varsho. But Varsho's good. Varsho's been good this year, so I'm not that mad like I used to be. But
So
let's move on to this prediction here.
let's
What are
take.
our thoughts heading into it?
I'm curious to see. So we got the main guy that we got to, I think, worry about is Christian Walker, Ketel Marte, and Jock Peterson, who
Hmm.
those main guys have been very, very, very good.
I'm surprised. I was very surprised that Luis Arias did not start over Ketel Marte. I thought Arias was having a really good year. I didn't
Ketel
expect.
Marte is probably one of the best defensive second basemen in all of baseball too.
That's right.
So it's for a lot more power than Arise does. Maybe that's part of it. I
And
think
also the fans probably
I
wouldn't
think
like to see base hits in the All-Star game. I think
that
they'd much rather see bombs, right?
I think Ketel Marte is a better second baseman than Luis Arise. He's got some swag, man. Ketel Marte,
He does. He does. Didn't he not like in the playoffs? Didn't he not like miss a game? Like didn't he not like
I
he
think he
got a
had
hit in every single playoff game
something
last
like
year?
that. Yeah, he had like
He
a
went
hit.
on like the longest streak in MLB history, right?
Yeah,
Or
and
NL history. I don't know.
he hit a walk off single off in like game 4 or 5 against Craig Kimbrell in the NLCS. That's pretty cool. That's
To
sick.
clutch it. Yeah, I remember that. I don't think every game, but he had like a 15 game streak or something. Like it was insane.
It was
Like
something.
he was going he did it for a long time.
Mhm. Yeah. No, they I think they're underperforming a little bit. They're 47 and 47 right now. I'm pretty sure they're in a playoff spot, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look here at the
They have a 27% chance to make the postseason, so they're most likely they're gonna be in there.
they'll be in, yeah, they'll be in the right now it's
I'd like to see them. No, they're one game out. They're one game out.
yeah, there you go. Okay.
The Mets are in a playoff spot. That
Let's
is
fucking
fucking
go.
crazy.
Let's if that's my team.
Oh man, I'd love to see Frank in like Frank the Tank just fucking what oh my god, just him collapsing watching the Mets in the playoffs. That would be awesome. Oh my god, that's the team I cheer for
I love the
if
Mets,
the
bro.
Jays don't make it.
They are my favorite NL team.
Seeing Frank's teams succeed, other than the Dolphins, because the Dolphins stink. But seeing Frank's team succeed would be pretty cool to see
Yeah.
because through all the shit he's been through.
Like one of the most wholesome things is seeing him when the Devils beat New York in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
There's a
yeah, he
video
loved
of
that.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
At the game, he's so happy. He's just having the
yeah.
time of life and then
And
laugh.
then and then they got blasted by Carolina next series.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They even win a
but
game
yeah,
in the second series.
they won a game. Yeah, they lost in 5, but
It's still a shit pump.
it should have been a sweep. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm just looking at these this pitching matchups here for the next series. They have Ryan Nelson, Yilberg Diaz, never heard of that guy. And it was actually my NL Cy Young prediction this year, Zach Gallen playing in the third game, not playing up to his expectations that I thought he would. But still he's having a decent year, I'd say. Not the worst year, 3.33 ERA, 6-5. I think was he not injured? He's been injured this year, no?
Yeah. Yes, he was. Who?
Yeah.
Allen?
Zach Allen.
Yes.
Zach Allen.
Yeah, he was.
So that doesn't help also. But it's still a solid pitcher nonetheless, kind of like he's having like a Gosman year where, injuries have kind of held him back from what he was last year. But I think the Jays go 2-1. It's kind of similar to the Giants game. I think they'll just fuck up one of the games, and then the other two they'll win close.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. I think just 2-1. Jays will have another solid series.
I want to say sweep so badly because they haven't swept a team in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go 2-1.
Okay. Heading into the All-Star break on a good note, I think that will happen. And then Vladdy's gonna have a nice series. Definitely better than last series, that's for sure. I don't think he can go 1 for whatever 10, 1 for 9, 1 for 10 like he did last series. I think he'll be a bit better. And then heading into the All-Star break, he's gonna win All-Star MVP like he did 3 years ago. I think that's gonna happen.
So they finalize the home run derby.
Yes. Next podcast, we will do predictions. We will do predictions for the All-Star break and see who will win what. But yeah, who is it? Teoscar was the final person to be added.
Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Alec Boehm is the other one. Jose Ramirez is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of who else. There's two
Pete
more.
Alonso.
Yep, Polar Pete, and then somebody else. Maybe that's maybe.
Ozuna from the Braves.
Did I not say him?
Marcell Ozuna.
I said him. Maybe not. Yeah.
It is him. Yeah, Marcell Ozuna. I think he'll win it. I think that'd be pretty funny. All the meme lords coming out with Marcell Ozuna. That'd be awesome.
Braves.
Ozuna from the Braves. Yep. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think it'll be him. I don't understand like this home run derby is kind of boring compared to last year. Last year they had Adley Rutschman and Vlad and Rosarena was pretty electric last year too.
Garcia, Polar Pete.
Adolis, yeah. He's pretty electric. I thought there'd be a Texas guy this year. I thought Adolis would be a part of it.
Oh yeah,
But
Julio's in it too.
Julio. He won it 2 years ago.
He didn't
I
win.
thought he'd be. I thought he didn't he.
No, Juan Soto won it.
Oh, that's right. But he was in the final though. Julio was in the final. That's right. Okay. That's yeah. Because I was remembering the MLB cards because they every year they do the All-Star cards and like they give like a 99 to like the home run derby winner and they give him like max power and shit. And I remember Julio had a nice card a couple
Oh
years
yeah.
ago. And I remember when Vlad won it last year, I like spent so much money just to try and get that card because that card was fucking insane. That home run derby card. He had like max power and like 100 contact on each side. Oh my god, bring me back to those times. Anyways, yeah, 2-1 the series. We'll come back with you on Monday with the Monday or Tuesday, whatever the whenever the home run derby is, and we'll give you the predictions for that. Should be a good time. I'm excited to watch these that All-Star break. Also, Paul Skeens starting for the NL team. I think that was a good decision. Definitely get more viewers at the beginning of the game. And other than like, who's good in the NL in terms of pitching this year? Glasnow. I'd much rather watch Paul Skeens pitch than Glasnow at the beginning of the game.
That's now.
Or Chris Sale.
Oh, Chris Sale's been good.
Or
Yeah.
Reynaldo Lopez, whatever that guy's name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd much rather watch Skeens for a couple innings than watch Glasnow at the beginning of the game. Who do you think starting for the AL? You think it's gonna be Skubal? Your boy?
It could be. It very much could be.
Either him or Seth Lugo, I think will be the person who starts.
Lugo. I think it'll be somebody younger and like
I think Skubal's pretty good. I think Skubal will probably win it.
Is good. Like I think Scooble or maybe Corbin Burns.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it could be him very much. Yeah. The only thing I have a problem with the All-Star break is that they only have the home run derby. They don't have anything else. Like I think they need one more like skill challenge type thing just to complete it, right? I think just the home run derby in the game, I think it's too little. I think they gotta add something new.
Like a bunt derby or accuracy or
accuracy, like hitting accuracy. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be a good idea. Or something related to like best like diving catches or something, or like
no.
defense.
Something you can't really do. Like it's hard to do like diving catches because you don't want to injure the players. And like I think
no, you don't have to injure. You don't have to they don't have to dive on the ground. They could have like a mat under them or something, and they just like do some crazy shit.
I think
that'd be pretty cool. Get like Pilar, Varsho, Kiermaier, get all the guys just all there and just fucking do whatever.
Contest. Like I think you need like some like outfield throw to home and like how accurate it is. Like you'll just get
like Cespedes, like that type of shit. Like just
you get like a target, and then if you hit like depending on where you hit, obviously or you could do hardest throw would be a little crazy, but you could do that as well. They could put
for like an outfield player instead of a pitcher. That'd be interesting.
And then you could also
pretty fun
from like certain other positions, like from shortstop, like your throws to first base or whatever like that. A little bit harder to do because it's not as entertaining as like a skills competition in hockey.
Right. I think that's probably why, because people might not be as entertained as like the NBA skills competition, like the dunk contest. Like it's hard for these players to like accept these kind of challenges, right? Because the dunk contest the past couple of years have been so bad like they have a G leaguer, Mac McClung. This has won 2 years in a row. He's a G leaguer. He doesn't even play in the league. And
Yeah.
he's the one who's winning these. Like it's like so dead.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be the same thing with the MLB. I feel like these guys wouldn't want to do that. But like the home run derbies obviously has so much history behind it, and like it's more hype compared to like, if they added a new skills competition or whatever. And like the star players are a part of it, right? So I think that's good. I think that's probably what they're holding on to and just keeping that the main focal point of the week or whatever is to do the home run derby and focus on that and like not add anything else.
Yeah, the home run derby is probably like it's definitely out of all the sports, like
It's the most popular like skills competition of the major four
yeah.
because the NFL they don't have that either. The Pro Bowl stinks also. Like I don't watch any of that. I don't watch the Pro Bowl either. Like I hate that. NHL, I think the hardest shot when like Chara and Weber were like big dogs. I think that was pretty exciting to see. The dunk contest has fallen off, so I can't really say they don't have big names participating in that, so I can't really say it. Dunk contest and the home run derby kind of compete with each other. But I think right now, because like the star players like to be a part of the home run derby, I think that's probably the number one right now. So I think they're just kind of focusing on that instead of adding something else, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on and start doing our things that don't make sense. How about that?
Okay. Or do you want to do remember the game
Oh,
first?
let's do that first. I have not prepared,
Okay.
but I will
Okay.
prepare myself right now.
Okay. I have your game right here. Just to clarify, it's the 2022 and to present for
Yep.
you. Okay. All right. Okay. Mine is part of the requirements. I think you might get this one. I think I kind of went a little obvious, but it's fine.
All right. Let's hear it.
Okay. So June 21st, 2023, Blue Jays against the Marlins.
Game two.
It was
Game one.
game three.
Game three. Okay.
Game three of the series.
Game three of the series.
Jays Marlins, June
They won.
21st, 2023.
They won. I know they won.
Okay.
Let me think. You say Kikuchi, wasn't you saying it was Kevin Gosman on the mound?
Okay.
Yep. He went 6 innings.
Okay.
He had, I think, one earned run or two. It's either one or two or none. I know they won. Jordan Romano came into the ninth to close out the game. I know that for a fact. Was it against? I'm trying to think of the pitcher it might have been against.
Who on the Marlins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it Sandy?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
It was him.
Okay, so we scored 5 runs in the first inning then against Sandy.
In the second inning. I'll give it to you.
Okay,
that's pretty close.
Okay, and
that's good enough. What's the score? The score prediction. Sorry, people. Ryan's making sure he's got this one ready.
5-1.
Okay, it was 6-3.
Fuck.
But I'll allow it. Because
okay.
you gave me information about the game too, so I'll let you have that one.
Okay.
That was kind of the situation I had last week with the Bills game. So I'll allow it.
Okay, well,
yeah, it was 6-3. Springer went 2 for 5. Chapman went 2 for 3 with a homer. Gosman, went 6 innings. Gave up 3 earned runs.
He gave up
three. Sandy did pitch 7 innings, 5 earned runs, 10 hits. Yeah, that's about it. But you gave me some solid information. I'll allow it. I'll
Okay.
allow it.
I said you gave me a good one. I'll give you a good one. I think you'll get this one. Even I remember this game. Honestly, it happened last year. Buffalo
Oh,
Bills
if it,
versus the
okay.
Miami Dolphins. It was
Which one? Which one?
the fifth game, or no, the fourth game.
Oh, week four? Oh, I remember this vividly. Yeah, they went back and forth. It was okay. I think I remember the score.
Who won though?
Bills. Bills won.
Third.
The Josh Allen's only lost to the Dolphins twice since the start of his career.
Oh.
48-24. Bills won. Yeah. And Josh Allen had like 400 yards combined rushing. He had like five total touchdowns. He had a rushing one to make it 48-20 something, whatever. The first Diggs had over 200 yards, I think, receiving. But
Uh,
he had three touchdowns. He had three touchdown catches, that's for sure.
yeah, he did.
He had three touchdown catches.
120.
Davis had one. Josh had a rushing touchdown. Yeah,
Yep.
so Diggs had three. Davis had one. Josh had a rushing touchdown. Who else had one that game? Did Shakir have one?
No.
No. Shakir didn't have one. But I know Josh went off. He had like 5 or 6 incompletions, something like that. Like he had like barely any incompletions. Yeah, it was a great game to watch.
So you were
The Bills destroyed them.
I'll give it to you. It was 48-20, not 48-24. Yeah.
Yeah, they destroyed them though. It was a great game because the Dolphins going into that the they beat the not Cowboys, the Broncos like 70-21 or something. Like they destroyed them. And then the next game after that, they went to Buffalo and they got clapped. It was amazing
Yeah.
because they were all because everyone was talking about, oh, the Dolphins are going to win the division. Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh Allen owns the fucking Dolphins. If any Dolphins fans are watching this right now, we fucking own you. We
Yeah.
own you guys. You guys thought you were going to win the division two years in a row. Didn't do shit. You guys fucking stink. Stink.
Yeah.
Stink. Loved watching that game. All right, so are you gonna give me that one?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, so the score is now 2-1 in favor of me. If anyone doesn't know, if this is your first time watching, whoever has the most games remembered, the loser has to pay for the other person's Jay's ticket / food when we go to see. I don't know what game we're going to see, but most likely this year.
Lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
They sure did. There's a 30 for 30 on it. Yeah. I can't believe you didn't know that.
I think I think I did. I knew that they were like really good in the early 90s.
They were
But
the best team. They were the best team in the
OJ?
league. They just no. OJ was way before that.
Like 80s.
OJ was like Joe. No. OJ was like 70s, like early 70s.
Actually.
Yeah. OJ was a commentator or like a reporter, sideline reporter at the time for ESPN or NBC. I can't remember, but yeah.
The thing.
But yeah, that game. Let me just look up that game real quick. Bills Dolphins 2023. Oh, that game was fucking awesome. And the game at the end of the year too. Yeah, Josh had 4 incompletions, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. Diggs only had 120.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had more. I thought he had more than that.
Yeah.
Diggs went off that game. And Tyreek Hill only had 3 receptions. Yeah, our defense was fucking awesome that game.
I also just found out how fast Tyreek Hill is too. I did not.
Oh, that's right. James Cook had a touchdown. That's right. That's who I was.
Wasn't it? It was Gabe Davis.
No. Because I was thinking of one other person. Because I knew Diggs and Davis had one. Diggs had 3. Davis had 1. There was some other person that didn't have one, and it was James Cook. So that's what I remember. Okay. But yeah, that was a great game. Tua stinks, Brad, by the way. Everyone fucking overhypes Tua. Tua fucking sucks. That guy needs to go to a hospital. That guy's one more head injury, and that guy's gonna have CTE for the rest of his life.
Who, Tyreek?
No, Tua,
Oh,
quarterback for the Dolphins. That guy's gonna have CTE after one more head injury. That
oh,
guy's not gonna play football ever again.
it's football for you. It's this crazy sport.
Yeah. All right,
All right.
let's do things that don't make sense. I'll start off this time.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where did I have it here? Okay. Was it this one? I have a couple here. Okay. Yeah. So when you get sick, you call it a cold. Like I have a cold. But the thing is though, your temperature in your body is higher, is like high, like warm, like 100 degrees, like 105. Why do you call it a cold when your inner like body temperature goes up? I don't know why it's called a cold.
I don't
That's
know.
kind of a stupid thing. It's kind of a stupid thing that doesn't make sense. But
Well, yeah, I mean, at the same time, you do get cold though sometimes during your colds. Like when you get a cold, like you have like you're freezing. Like sometimes you need like a blanket, and then all of a
that's
sudden,
true. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
and then
Okay.
like,
Let
and
me
then.
think of another one.
All
Let me
right.
think. That was a stupid one. Okay. This is also very stupid. But round pizzas are packed in square boxes for people to eat in triangles. Like I know it's so stupid, but like, does it make sense why it's packed in like a square box and you eat it in a triangle?
I don't know, it's just easier to store, probably.
I know, but eating it in a triangle, is that not like kind of stupid?
I don't think that's stupid at all. Would you? How would you eat a pizza? Like a panzo? Like
Well, I'm forced to do it with a triangle. It just doesn't make sense to
forced?
me.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Well, that's how it's cut. That's
You
how
eat
it's
a
cut.
triangle. You eat that pizza with no issue, bro. And I've seen
Well,
you.
that
You don't
that's
go
because that's
triangle.
because it's cut
No.
like that's because it's cut in a triangle. I just don't know why it's like, the Italians are weird people, man. They're weird people. And
Croatians are.
uh they're also like the party size pizzas, they're cut in squares. That makes more sense. The
Yeah,
square pizzas, like
kind of.
Sicilian style pizza. Or like, have you ever had pizza at Fortino's?
No. What is that?
They have there's a couple like the new Fortinos, they have like they have really good pizza, and they have like the big square slices.
You
That
like
makes more sense. In a square box and it's squares and you eat it in squares. It makes more sense.
you like panzerottis and like calzones?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. I rarely have them, but when I
There's
do,
so
they
much.
always bang.
They do.
It is also very like a lot of calories.
Yeah, a lot of carbs, a lot of calories.
That's like eating a full pizza, because if you take it apart, it's basically the size of like a small pizza.
I mean,
So,
I'm not ashamed of it. I've eaten a full pizza before. I've eaten an entire pizza.
oh yeah, I have also. But
Yeah. I,
panzerotti is like it's also very filling too, right? And
yeah.
it's kind of hard to like, put it in the
It's all
fridge
the
and eat
bread.
it again.
It's very thick. Like it's a lot of
Yeah,
here too. But it's
yeah.
gas. It is very good.
I
Um,
have it once in a while.
I'll say
But you got to understand though, the round pizzas in the square box, like it's kind of weird, no?
I guess I don't think it's that weird. I think we've become so
You
accustomed.
don't think that they should have round boxes?
Well, do they have for other food
I've
shit?
never seen a pizza place with a round box.
Have you ever seen? But like, have you ever seen a pie in a round box? You've seen a cake though in a round box, but not all the time. It's usually it's usually in a square box. Like
A
most things,
pie, like an apple pie,
yeah,
like a
like a pumpkin pie. Like it's in a
um,
square box, like a rectangle.
yeah, yeah.
They're almost all of those circular foods are in.
I don't understand that though.
It's just easier to store. It's so much easier to store. It's because like you can put it in corners and back of shelves. It's like you're wasting space if you make it a circle. Think because there's like space between. That's why it's just to contain more space, and then you can make it smaller as well.
Hmm. I guess, but it's still kind of stupid.
I don't think they're saving that much space, but still.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't
Go
know.
go with yours. Mine was dumb this week. I don't know why I picked that, but it just started a conversation, so I guess it did work. But let's go with yours here.
Okay, I had think. Um, well, there's a couple that were on my mind. One just came on my mind, but I think this is stupid. I
Hmm
don't get, um, I don't get like how people are born with with missing limbs and things like that, or like people are born like very short and dwarf, like they have like dwarfism or something like that.
hmm
I've just all been always confused, like why does that happen to like why are all people most people are like is it just something with the genetics or like in the some sort of mutation when they're born, I guess? Like is that what it is?
Yeah, it all depends on how it works, like the pregnancy, right? Because if you're not treating your baby right during pregnancy, then that shit happens, right? That's when you're
I haven't Okay, that was the
I
one.
don't think that's the main issue, but like that's, it could be like, genetics, right? Passed down by like
Genetics,
your
I think.
ancestors or whatever.
I've also heard, I'm not 100% sure, but I've also heard it's just like when the DNA, like these, like, I don't know, like when there's just something in the womb, it just isn't right. Just,
Hmm
um, I was gonna say though, this one that was, what was it? I had it. I just had it 2 seconds ago and it was gas. Uh, Well, okay. Well, this was the other one I was thinking about. The English language to begin with is the most wild thing.
Yeah.
Makes literally zero sense why some words are a certain way and the other words are
hmm
another way. Makes literally zero sense why, there are, well, I kind of get why there's three different types of theirs. Like, but like,
That's with all, like, especially French. Like French, there's a lot of those types of words that mean the same.
feminine,
Right.
or yeah, I don't understand that. I never understood that.
Well, there's also masculine, feminine in English too.
Oh yeah,
You know
he
that, right? Yeah.
yeah. I didn't think I just
But I
thought
do understand where you're coming from.
I thought it would,
What's
yeah.
the what was I going to say about the English language? Like there's a lot of words like uh fairer, like fair, but instead of fair that means plural, or not plural, but like instead of had a more fairer chance, you have to say fair chance. You can't say fairer. Like there's a lot of like those types of words, right? That don't make that should be words, but they don't.
Like funner's not a word, is it? No,
No,
it's
fun or
fun.
more fun. You
You
just add an extra word onto it. You can't just like
stuff
add in like a suffix.
when people like like misspell stuff or like missay something. Like I've heard people say I goad still that are my age. Like I go to that person's house and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's no, but that should be a word, no?
I
Goad?
No, that's not a word. I go to the washroom. Like it's not a word, Ryan.
Yeah,
It's I went to the washroom.
right.
And like that, or like I'm trying to think of another one. Like when people say it went really good, I think that's me just being a little fucking shithead. But when people I it went really well, obviously. That's the proper way to say it, I think. But
Yeah,
how
there's
was your
like those words where like they are words, but you just can't use them in certain situations and it just sounds weird.
well, it does sound weird. I think it sounds weird saying it
I
went
don't know how it works in other languages, but
really good. Like I think that just sounds
all
weird.
right, here's a question for you. This is unrelated to the your
Okay.
argument, but what if you had to pick one language to learn? Like if you could just like if you could learn if you like overnight, you could pick a language to learn. What would you pick?
For me, Spanish,
Spanish, yeah.
Spanish.
What are the reasons? What are the reasons behind it?
Well, if you speak Spanish, like that's just like the language of love right there. French is mainly, but I think Spanish
Hmm
as well. It's just I think it sounds very attractive on a woman, that's for sure. And then I
Yeah.
Spanish, that's like, that's another. That's another language I know too. And also
Okay.
so many good countries that I probably have traveled to the most, people speak Spanish, like
Right.
Mexico, Dominican, Puerto Rico, Cuba, um, Spain.
Spain.
Yeah. All the southern countries, like they speak Spanish,
Hmm.
you know? Wait,
Argentina.
yeah,
No,
Argentina,
Colombia. You're right. You're right. Colombia. Yeah.
Venezuela, like all those places, they all
Most of South America, other than Brazil, speak
I bet you. I
Spanish.
bet you. The other thing is though too, Spanish. It sounds very similar to French and like Italian, so it might be easier to
Hmm.
learn those other
To
languages.
learn those. You're right. You're right. Okay. I
It,
personally, I've learned Croatian because it's like, I'd love to speak with my family, like my, people I don't speak, like talk to, and like most of them are like, it's hard for them to speak English. So like, if I could speak Croatian, that'd be sick. I could just talk to like my family and shit.
yeah. Does
I
your
think that'd be cool. Other than that, I'd probably pick like Japanese. That'd be cool. Like, especially if I think it'd be cool language to learn.
yeah,
Um, just another language like that's like not similar to English, like with like a whole other alphabet, or like China, like Mandarin or Cantonese. Like I remember we were talking to our buddy, what's his name, Will, who's in our media class. We had this discussion earlier this year about uh languages and how like Cantonese and Mandarin are like completely different from English, and how it's like, based on symbols and shit. It's not like an alphabet. It's just like a certain symbol is a certain letter. Like it's pretty crazy. And I think that would be pretty cool to learn.
I think it'd
Or
be
like Greek or Russian, or like ones that like have a completely different alphabet, just to have something like that. I don't know.
their food.
I think that'd be pretty cool to
Yeah.
have in your back pocket, right?
Oh yeah.
But obviously it wouldn't be that useful because there's not a lot of people who live in Canada that speak Greek or Russian. But I think like in terms of usefulness, I think French, because it's the second language in Canada, and
Yeah,
French is the language of love. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be pretty cool to learn.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for today's episode.
Hmm.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you next week. Sorry about the delay. Ryan and I are working on this little film project right now, so it's been in the works. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
Hmm.
Anyway, thank you guys on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you get your podcast. We are there. Thank you very, very much, and see you next week.